Ever see a project go from like just an idea to a working thing in like just a year?
Not that often, right?
Well, that's kind of what BlockDAG pulled off this week. They launched their testnet, they had Keynote 3, it was a whole thing.
It's a pretty big deal if you're following the crypto world. I mean, white papers are one thing, but seeing an actual network come online, that's different.
Totally. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Break it down for you. We're going to cut through all the hype and give you the need-to-know info from this whole launch week. What really matters, what to watch for, all that.
Sounds good. So where do we start?
Well, BlockDAG put out this hashtag weekly recap, and it's a pretty good roadmap for our deep dive today.
Straight from the source. I like it. So, 12 months. That's how long they say it took them. Relentless building, testing, refining, and scaling, they called it. What do you think? That's not just about the timeline, is it?
Right. To me, it sounds like they're saying, hey, we weren't just hyping this up. We were actually building. They even said history in motion, which, I mean, is a bold statement, but you can tell they think this launch is a really big deal.
They definitely kicked off the week with a bang. That 72-hour warning. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Got everyone talking.
Why do you think they did that? Just build up excitement.
I think it was more than that. It wasn't just saying, hey, the testnet and Keynote 3 are coming.
Yeah.
It was like creating an event, and that whole timing is everything, and this is what early looks like stuff. It was all about grabbing people's attention and making them feel like, okay, this is a moment, you know?
For sure. Then on Tuesday, they shifted gears and started talking about a global takeover, which is, well, a pretty ambitious claim.
Right. It's a bold statement. But what caught my eye was that graphic they used. It showed like 800,000 users mining on their X1 miner app all over the world.
Ah, yes, that world map lighting up.
Exactly. Now, is it a takeover? I don't know about that. But those numbers, that global spread, it definitely shows there's a ton of interest. And a community is forming. And it tells me that their layer one isn't just some idea, it's attracting real people.
It's important to remember that mining in this context probably isn't traditional blockchain mining, more like engagement with their app. Still, that level of user activity before a launch is pretty impressive. And they also brought up the BDAG 800 bonus. That was interesting.
Oh yeah, that was a limited time deal. A big bonus, like 400% extra BDAG tokens. Pretty classic move to get people involved early on. Reward the early birds. They made it clear it wouldn't last forever.
Makes sense. On Wednesday, it was all about hashtag inspiring investment. And they seem to be shifting the focus away from like past crypto wins and more towards the potential of what's happening now.
Right. And I thought that was clever. You know, they were comparing their project to those early stages of Ethereum Solana avalanche. They want people to see this as a similar moment, that point where things start to take off. It's like they're saying, hey, you might have missed out on those, but here's another chance.
Interesting. So what exactly are they highlighting about this testnet? What's supposed to be so great?
Okay, so they're really pushing the tech here. First up, parallel block processing. It's like having multiple lanes on a highway instead of just one, so more transactions can happen at the same time. That could mean way faster speeds and higher capacity than blockchains that process stuff one block at a time. Then there's BlockDAG consensus.
What is that?
It's how they make sure everyone in the network agrees about what's going on the blockchain. It's a type of proof of work system, but it's supposed to be even more efficient and secure because it uses blocks that other Powduview systems might just throw away. Faster confirmations, tougher network, all that.
So they're taking proof of work and making it better, they say.
Yeah, that's the idea. Oh, and EVM compatibility is another big one. EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine. Basically, BlockDAG can understand and work with Ethereum stuff. Developers who build on Ethereum can easily bring their apps over to BlockDAG. Same tools, same language. Makes it a lot easier to get things going. And they're pushing the real user incentives and tools angle, focusing on what people can actually do with it. Oh, and it's a fully transparent public launch, not some closed beta. Anyone can join. That's a big deal, I think.
So Thursday was the big day, right? Launch day.
Yep. Thursday was all about the details, and they give the testnet a name. Primordial kind of sets the stage, you know, it's the beginning, and they laid it all out. The Live Explorer, which is basically a public record of everything happening on the blockchain, developer IDEs, smart contract tools, everything a developer needs to start building on BlockDAG. And they launched a wallet for managing your BDAG tokens, a DApp interface, a miner dashboard. It was a full package right out of the gate.
Wow, so they didn't just launch the network, they launched all the tools to use it.
Exactly.
And who are they hoping will use this testnet?
They specifically mentioned builders, miners, testers, and just regular users. They want a wide range of people to get involved. They keep talking about speed, security, scalability. Those are the magic words for any blockchain that wants to go big.
Right. And to get people using it, they're running a competition. Right.
Yeah. The testnet competition. It's a pretty sweet deal, actually. $2,000 in BDAG for each of the top 10 in a few categories. Most active wallets, best miners, and biggest balances. They're making sure people are actually using the network, testing everything out.
Makes sense. And they airdropped those 10,000 testnet tokens to pre-sale people, right? So they could jump right in.
Yeah, they did. So by Friday, everything was in place. Testnet was live. Keynote 3 dropped. It was a big week.
It sounds like they were building towards this for a while.
Oh, yeah. They kept emphasizing that this was the result of a year of hard work, no shortcuts. And they reminded everyone that BDAG 800 bonus was still going for a bit. They even gave some examples like, hey, $1,000 could become $5,000 or $10,000 could turn into $50,000.
Smart. Get people thinking about the possibilities. So the launch week is over, testnet is live, Keynote 3 is out. What's next for BlockDAG?
Well, from what they've said, their focus now is on a few key things. They want to get developers building on the platform. Then it's smart contract deployment. That's going to unlock a lot of cool stuff. And of course, they want to make partnerships, grow their reach. But the whole point of this testnet is to get ready for the mainnet launch. And then the big one, adoption. Getting regular people to actually use BlockDAG for whatever it can do.
They've said a few times that they don't just want to be another cryptocurrency. They want to be like the base layer, the infrastructure for everything.
Yeah, that's a big vision. It's not just about a coin. They want to be the backbone of all this new Web3 stuff. From dApps to payments to all sorts of community tools. Yeah. It's a long game, but that's what they're going for. Ambitious.
And at the end of their launch week recap, they had that call to action, playing on that whole crypto FOMO. Everyone's always saying, I wish I got in earlier, right?
Yep. They basically said, if you're just hearing about BlockDAG now, you're right on time. The network is live, the tools are out there, and there's that competition with real rewards. They're making it pretty easy to get involved. Will you be part of it? That was their question.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground here today. This past week, BlockDAG went from being an idea to a working network. That's a pretty huge step.
Definitely. A week of real progress.
Yeah.
And they've said they'll keep us updated on what they're learning from the testnet, what users are saying, all that. This is just the beginning, I think.
It sounds like it. They're going to keep sharing their progress as more people get on board and start using it.
BlockDAG isn't just launching. They're looking to take the lead. It's pretty wild to think about a new network coming in and wanting to be the foundation of everything. What kind of innovation could come out of that? And what role could you, listening right now, play in making that future happen?
Something to think about.
Definitely.